What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to NFC North Roundtable. It is Friday night, and we are feeling right. Man, playoff time is here. Congratulations to the Detroit Lions. They will be playing on Sunday, 2 days away at 8 p.m. versus the Rams. And we also got my man Bass. Green Bay Packers will be on the road versus the Dallas Cowboys, 4:30 p.m. before the Lions play. We got two great games coming up. We got our man Nick and One Bar here to give their expert analysis as well, since they know these divisional teams better than anyone. We're going to break it all down right here at Roundtable Sports. I'm saying Bet US because this stream is powered by Bet US. Receive a 125% bonus. The link is in the description of the video, ladies and gentlemen. And also, don't forget to check out Roundtable Sports. Roundtable Sports is the company that's bringing divisions together, bringing the rivalries together, bringing them all on one platform to talk their talk, represent their team, and don't back down from any opponent. That is Roundtable Sports, and that's what NFC North Roundtable is here for, ladies and gentlemen. Representing the Chicago Bears, we got my man Nick. How are you feeling tonight, man?
I'd be feeling better if we were in the playoff, but at least we have two NFC North teams in the playoffs, because it makes me feel a little better that I had a lot of competition to play this past year. So congrats to the guys who are in, and excited to see what they can do. I'm a little nervous for Dion, though. He looks a little nervous with his hair, too. Putting that out there.
So true. Yeah, man. Dion, your hair is turning blue, man. We got to.
I watched the Smurf movie too many times, you know?
Show off the hair, Dion. See, that's team pride.
Oh, man. Me and St. Brown thinking the same, TD.
Oh, man.
I got to give a shout out to St. Brown, man. I'm representing, man. He started this trend. We're going to continue it, man. We're going to roll this through the playoffs.
Oh, well,
unless this goes all over my, pillow and stuff when I lay down. But outside of that, we'll be we're going to keep this going.
Oh, man, that's what's up. That's what you call team pride, ladies and gentlemen. I'm all here for it. But Minnesota Vikings also missed the playoffs. What's up, One Bar? How you feeling, man?
Man, I feel like the third wheel on a date. There's no reason for me to be here. You guys probably don't want me here, but damn it, I'm here anyways. I wish we were talking Vikings, but like Nick said, hats off. Packers got hot. Lions, well done. So I got to give you guys your flowers. So well done.
Oh, man, third wheel on the date. Well, hey, you're here, so let's go ahead and get it done. Let's talk to my man, Dion. Division champs, how you feeling, man?
No, look, I'm glad One Bar and Nick are here. They told me, before we got on here that they were both pulling for the Lions to win a Super Bowl this year. So I'm just glad we have everybody coming together, for this whole situation. So, hey, look, man, I'm fired up. Like I said, I don't know what to do with this. I don't know what to do with this. I'm just excited, man. I'm not going to take this for granted, man. I'm going to enjoy this every moment of this.
Oh, man, speaking of not taking it for granted, Bass, make sure we check the moon forecast for the Lions, all right?
We should. But listen, look into that.
Bassaraki, Green Bay Packers, congratulations getting in at the last minute representing. What's up, man?
They're both rooting for the Lions because they're just glad it's not the Packers, but yet somehow here in 2023, 2024, the Packers are again in the playoffs first year under Jordan Love. I'm beyond ecstatic. No matter what happens this weekend, no matter what, win or loss against the Dallas Cowboys, I'm still ecstatic. This is a massive win for this season. What was a setup season to see how Jordan Love plays. So super excited. I think it's going to be a great matchup. Both of these games this weekend. I mean, like I said, it's like a story. It's like a book. So super excited for both of them.
Man, I'm excited about it as well because we get some great football because the NFC conference will not disappoint with these two juggernaut games within your division. Let's go ahead and start with the first game, actually, Sunday at 4:30 p.m. We have the Green Bay Packers have to travel on the road to the division-winning Dallas Cowboys. Let's go ahead and start with Nick here. Here you have it, Nick. Talk to me, man. What are your thoughts with this game coming up?
I just think it's so crazy and ironic how the NFL works. Like Mike McCarthy is on the other side of the ball for the Packers, and he's coaching for the Cowboys who, do their thing every year. They get They have a really good season when they are good, and then they get eliminated in the first or second round of the playoffs. So, I mean, the Packers are hot. Jordan Love, there's no denial he's playing good football. And we kind of said it before earlier this week on the episode, on the live stream on Wednesday night. But Aaron Jones running that ball, that offense is red hot right now. And then the defense, I mean, the defense is what's going to kill the Packers if the Packers lose this game. That's their kryptonite is within their building. Like Luke Getsy was the kryptonite to the Bears. Joe Barry is the Packers' kryptonite. So it's going to be a good game, though. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. But I don't know if we're doing score predictions yet, TD. But I'll wait for a little bit for that.
We are.
Okay. I think it's going to be 42-40 Cowboys.
Damn, man. What a shootout.
I think it's going to be a really high-scoring game. It's in Dallas. It's going to be fun. Prescott versus Love. Those guys are going to rip apart each other's defense. It's going to be a high-scoring game.
Man, that'll be fireworks all over the place. I can't wait to see that type of game. One bar, how do you see this one faring out?
Man, love or hate Dallas, they're damn good. I mean, I'm not a Dallas fan, and I actually think they have a chance to actually this year represent the NFC. We'll see what happens. We know their offense is potent as hell. Their defense is good. 8-0 at home. But they got a tough task with the Packers. I mean, that said, I think the Packers do have a chance. I'm not writing them off by any means. It all comes down to Aaron Jones for me. If they can get the ball going, what he's done the last 3-4 weeks, whatever it is, if they can get that running game going where he's busting off 5-8 yards a carry, allowing Jordan Love drop back, do his thing, find his young receivers, the Packers definitely have a chance because I think they will be able to put some points on the board. Obviously, the big issue is can they stop the Cowboys offense? I mean, they're not going against Nick Mullins and Jaron Hall. They're not going against Justin Fields. They're going against one of the best in the league with Lamb, Brandon Cooks. So we'll see what happens. I think the Packers definitely, this will be the toughest game they've had in this year, I guess. But I think they could shock the world. And you know what? With Baz, it's funny because when he says, like, even if we lose, it's still a win. Even if we don't get it, it's still a win. We're going to hear this if the Packers lose, the cliche things where, hey, we got Love, his first playoff game in the books. We got these young guys. They got experience. So when they come back next year, we're going to win it all. That's BS, man. I'm not buying that. But I think the Packers have a chance. And I'm taking it. Packers win 27-20.
Ooh! What are you doing? What are you doing?
You know what
I'm trying to.
You know damn well what I'm doing.
Oh man, with Dion, the Lions have their own game to worry about right after this one. But how do you see the Packers Cowboys game faring out?
Yeah, I mean, as a Lions fan, it's like, okay, I don't like either of these teams. I equally really don't like either of these teams. But would it be the worst thing if Green Bay won? Not really. I mean, I'm cool with getting another home playoff game. This one, to me, I think One Bar said it well with this run. I mean, the talk has been about Aaron Jones, and honestly, you can move this defensive front. Like, their interior defensive line is probably the weakest spot on this defense. You can move those guys, and we saw the Lions do it. I think, to me, it's going to be a real challenge, and it's going to be fun because it'll take you into, I think, getting a really clear perspective on where certain units are at heading into the offseason for Green Bay, specifically the offensive line. Like, I mean, this is an offensive line where every year it feels like the pass protection unit's pretty darn good. Well, they're going to have one of their biggest challenges yet dealing with Micah because he's just a whole different animal. So, Zach Thomas played well. They got Walker at left tackle, but at the same time, like, you're dealing with something different in Lawrence and Micah. And then at the same time, the receivers, we got these young dudes they're excited about, and it's like they're young across the board. Well, now you're playing a team that's man heavy, and they're pretty darn good at it. Like, they're one of the stronger teams at cornerback in the NFL outside of the Jets. So I think it's a really cool opportunity just to get a sense of where their roster is at after they take this loss. But no, I do think this thing's going to be interesting. I think, Nick was on it in terms of the high score. I think it's going to get up there as well. I'll go 30-23. I'll take Dallas in this one because that was kind of my original pick, but it would have shocked me if Green Bay won. Honestly, not really.
Wow. There's some hope, Bass, man.
I like the support.
Yeah, you made it to this point. Again, congratulations. How do you see your team performing, and what do you think is going to happen?
So, first off, this game, like everyone else said, is just set up awesome, right? Like Mike McCarthy playing against the Green Bay Packers, Brian Gutekunst setting up this team under Jordan Love. Brian Gutekunst, him and Mark Murphy, basically the ones firing Mike McCarthy, right? Then you have Matt LaFleur against Dan Quinn, the Cowboys defensive coordinator. Awesome season from him. Matt LaFleur was the quarterback coach at Atlanta when Dan Quinn was the head coach there. So I hope Matt LaFleur is going to be on one in this game. Like, he's going to have things dialed in for this offense, and I believe he will. Love versus Dallas. Dallas is 8-0 at home. The Packers are 9-1 against Dallas in the last 10 games. That's primarily under Aaron Rodgers. So, Aaron Rodgers normally could do anything against the Dallas Cowboys. So does that transfer to Jordan Love? But I think it's going to have to do with, running the ball well. You saw what the Buffalo Bills did to the Cowboys with James Cook, man. If they can get Aaron Jones started and get him going, 300 or 100-yard games, 3 straight games to end the season. If they can get him going and kind of take away some of that pressure with Lawrence and Parsons over there, I think the Packers offensive line can contain them. I'm not going to say shut them down because that is just crazy talk. But Zach Tom on the right side, Rasheed Walker on the left side. The defensive side, weirdly enough, with the Green Bay Packers, I feel like Joe Barry and this defense has weirdly good games against some good offenses. And I'm not talking too much about the last 2 weeks, but you watch the Panthers game and they put up 30 points. And you're like, what are we doing, right? The Panthers offense just put up 30 points and then the next 2 weeks put up nothing. So you kind of worry there. But for some reason, against some good quarterbacks, it just has a weird game and whatnot, that this defense, and they perform well. So I'm hoping for that, but I'm not too hopeful. I feel Dallas will get what they want on their offense. I mean, they're a top 3 offense. They're even at a top 5 defense in terms of, I believe, yards per game allowed or points per game allowed. But it's going to come down to the Green Bay Packers creating turnovers on defense. They have not done that this year. I think Deron Bland has more interceptions himself than the entire Packers defense. So it's going to come down to that. And then also you've got Jair versus CeeDee Lamb. So hopefully try to contain that if Joe Barry wants to match Jair against CeeDee Lamb. So overall, it's going to be a really tough game. I think the Packers, I'm confident in them. So I'm going to go Green Bay Packers 34-31.
That's real confidence. Man, we got a lot of high-scoring games here, a lot of over 20 action happening. This is going to really, really, really be fireworks. I can't wait to see this game. And I also want to see the spread and the odds for this game. And that's why this stream is being powered by BetUS. Receive a 125% bonus. The link is in the description of the video. Supporting our sponsors is supporting the channel. But here you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Green Bay Packers versus the Dallas Cowboys on BetUS. Is that a +7.5 Green Bay?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry. That's like something appealing there, honestly, to me. 7.5.
It's a lot for a playoff game.
Yeah, it's almost like they see you all getting blown out, and I don't understand why when Jordan Love's been playing the way that he's been playing. How do you feel about that, Baz?
I agree. I think for a playoff game, and when you look at overall the odds of the Green Bay Packers, potentially making the Super Bowl, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but their odds are crazy. They're lower than the Browns, they're lower than the Buccaneers, and I get it. It comes down to matchup, but 7.5 points, man, is a lot of points in a playoff game. We're talking about, obviously the Cowboys being one of the best teams in the NFC this entire season, and the Packers, really weren't that until late and then snuck into the playoffs. So I get that point, but 7.5 points, man, I think that's a lot.
Man, that's something to get on. Dion, what are you looking at on here? The +295 on a win?
Well, I mean, really the one thing that I kind of think with this one, and I had read this, I don't know if it's completely true or not, but Dallas usually gets a lot of the bets. So I'm assuming that they're taking advantage of that. They're pushing that number up because they know people are still going to bet Dallas regardless of where we put that at. And you also look at the scores. Every time you see the final score of the Dallas game, you're like, oh man, they blew someone out. But it usually doesn't get like that immediately. That thing kind of snowballs at the end. So for me personally, man, I think that spread's pretty high too. I like the over/under though. Over/under 51. It feels high, but at the same time, I think that thing. If you're Nick, I mean, Nick's got that almost by one team hitting that. So I think for him, he definitely hit the over there.
Nick, you agree with that? You taking the over easy?
100%. I already put $10 on a TD. I'm in.
All right, but there you have it. One bar. Anything you like on here?
7.5 +7.5. Yeah, I'd take that. I'd take that all day, and the over for sure.
Even though you have Green Bay losing, that's a safe one. That's
no. I got the Packers winning 27-20.
Oh yeah, you are right.
No,
you are correct.
No, he doesn't.
He's reversing it, huh? Oh man, this is interesting. I can't wait to see how this one turns out. Listen, the Lions spread is on here as well, but it got me thinking, the Lions feel like they are a Super Bowl contender. And one thing I want to let everyone watching know is that BetUS is giving away 2 Super Bowl tickets. So if your team is going to the big game, take a friend with you through BetUS. How to participate is in the description of the video. Take advantage of the opportunity, ladies and gentlemen. Again, BetUS is sending you and a friend to the Super Bowl. All right. So again, the instructions are below. Take advantage of this opportunity. It is real simple. All you have to do is place a bet on any NFL line. Share your bet on X, formerly known as Twitter, with a minimum of $25. Tag BetUS_official and tag the friend you are taking with you. And the rest of the instructions, again, are below in the description. It is that simple, ladies and gentlemen. So again, take advantage of it. I want to go back to BetUS real quick because we're about to get into the Rams on the road versus the Lions game. Let's take a look at those props as well, if we can. We want to see if they have those up yet. Give me a second here. All right. Let me see here. There you have it. The Los Angeles Rams, Detroit Lions, +3, -3. I want to go ahead and start out real quick with one bar here. How do you feel that game is going to end up, and what do you think the score is going to be so we can see how it fits into here?
You want me to break the whole thing down?
Go ahead. This is it.
All right. This is beautiful. I mean, we can sit and talk about the storylines, but this is actually fantastic. Dion, I know you said you're excited for this. If I'm a Lions fan, I'm not excited about this. This would horrify me. I'm like, God, please don't come and beat our asses here. But I mean, I think this, like, everybody's talking Stafford coming back. I think it's the other way around. Jared Goff, this is your chance, man. Throw up those two middle fingers and go out there and do your job and prove the Rams wrong. I mean, that's the way I look at it. And headlines aside, this is going to be a damn good game. I think this is going to be a close game. The Rams, so damn hot. 7-1. I didn't know they were 7-1 in the last 8 games, and the one loss to the Ravens in overtime. So the Rams are damn hot, just like the Packers are hot, but the Rams are hot too. And again, Lions and Rams both pound the ball. They get yards on the ground. They're both top 7 defenses. Both defenses give up yards as well. So that's why I think there will be a lot of points. What scares me, and I said it in the live, is that the Lions gave up 400 yards to Nick Mullins twice. Like that's a big deal. I mean, this is Nick Mullins. I know he's just slinging that thing like you don't care, but that's 400 yards a piece. I think like the Packers game, I think with the Lions, if they can get Montgomery, get Gibbs going, that's going to be huge. I mean, I think that's what it comes down to because they can both pass the ball. And I think this really comes down to coaching. I think Sean McVay is the better coach. Dan Campbell, more entertaining, more lovable. Sean McVay, I think he's the better coach. And I just see Dan Campbell doing something stupid. I see him doing something that's just going to really burn the Lions' ass. So I think this is going to be like within the 2 points. I think this is going to be a close-ass game, but a lot of points. I see like 31-30. Rams.
Boy, oh boy. Rams defeating the
Dion,
Lions.
I love you, man. I love that you're smiling. I just, for some weird reason, I think the Rams are going to win. I'm actually rooting for the Lions.
I see what you're doing, One Bar. I see what you're doing.
Well, what are you doing, Nick? How do you see this one faring out?
I told Dion, I've told the whole since we started the NFC North Roundtable that I am excited for the Lions, and in my perfect world, if we're talking about storylines, is if I'm Dan Campbell, Friday before the game, I'm showing up to practice fully padded up and running through plays with the team, getting them fired up, like going 100%, just pounding the table. Because like One Bar said, Sean McVay, much more experienced coach, multiple playoff runs, Super Bowl champion. The guy has a better resume. Dan Campbell can win this game, though, by pride. And Dion's not wearing the hat tonight because he watched a Smurf movie too much, but grit. Like, that's what's going to take in order to beat the Rams. And it's going to be a really high-scoring game. But Jared Goff, One Bar said it best. He's going to put his 2 middle fingers up to the LA Rams, saying, like, you made a mistake. This is how it's going to work out. I got the Lions winning, and I got the Lions blowing out the Rams. I think the Rams, that Detroit energy is just, it hits different. And I got the Lions winning 38, Rams 10. I just think that they're going to shut them down. I think it's going to be, the Lions are just, I think they're going to be a scary playoff team. Like, it's been too long for them to not be a scary playoff team. Like, all this, if the NFL's scripted, they gotta let that happen. That's all I gotta say. So,
wow,
that's my prediction.
Bass, let us have it, man.
Sorry, Nick, but if a Bears fan said it, I'm going the opposite. I'm going the opposite here, man. No, but seriously, I'm super excited for this game as well. Like, obviously with the Packers, Cowboys won, but this one, you got Goff going back against the Rams, Stafford against the Lions, obviously. But as One Bar said, the Rams last 7 of 8, man. Like, it's kind of an underrated storyline right now. Not many people are talking about how good the Rams have actually been as of late to get into the playoffs. And also, one thing I've been noting heavily in this game is the Detroit pass defense has been really bad lately. Like, and when you look at the Rams and what they can do with Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, I think they match up really well against that pass defense. Detroit this year, 31st in yards per attempt against the pass. Like, it's not been good this year. I think the Lions, they're going to need to get pressure on Matthew Stafford versus a good Rams offensive line. I believe they're top 5 against sacks this year. And then they're also going to have to stop the run. Lions are going to have to stop Kyron Williams, because when Kyron Williams is on and Kyron Williams is running for 80 plus yards this year, they're 7-1. So if the Lions want to win this game, they're going to have to stop Kyron Williams. The Detroit run defense has been good this year at 3.5 yards per carry. And then you also have question marks like, is Sam Laporta going to play? I'm sure, Dion, you'll touch on that. That's a big one. Like, if he's not going to play, that's huge. I got the Rams in this one, man. They've been super hot recently, and I love Dan Campbell as a coach, but I agree, One Bar. I feel like he could do something wild, like surprise onside to start the second half that doesn't go his way, like something wild, man. So I also got it like a really, really close game, 28-27 Rams.
Man, oh man. Well, Dion, you're gonna have to let us know how you guys are gonna do it. Based off of what I know, I don't think Sam Laporta is playing, but you probably have more accurate information on that. Fill us in, and how do you see this one going?
Yeah, the Sam Laporta situation seems like something we should know at some point today, the Friday. We're gonna know. I mean, it's kind of just up in the air right now with Sam Laporta, so it's kind of just a wait and see what's gonna happen there. I'm surprised they're even in a position where they're not like, this guy's not playing. So I don't know. And they're getting Brock right back, but they didn't go out and sign anybody. So I mean, maybe he does play. I mean, it would be massive because it could change up how we play. But I'll say this to what Bass just said. Last time we played the Rams, and I understand we were a different team that first year, but we came out in that game, we scored it first drive, first kickoff onside. Right, they stop us on defense. We do a fake punt, right? We threw out everything we had against that team. I don't think they're going to have that same approach because they feel like they're a better team and they don't need to do that kind of thing to stick in the game. But at the same time, I do think what you're going to step back and see is, and I know One Bar touched on it, like Dan Campbell's going to do something dumb, but I'll tell you what, I believe the Lions are going to go out swinging, at very least being extremely aggressive in this game. Defensively, I think they're going to go after this team because, if we understand what they are, and he brought up Nick Mullins passing yards, like I just think about it like this. First off, Stafford ain't throwing for 700 yards, all right? So if at best he's doing Mullins is doing, that's a win for us. But my thing is that we know that the Lions know that, right? Everybody understands this. So what they know their strength is to what Bass said, we have to be able to stop the run. So we're going to have to deal with Benito. A lot of their rushing scheme is between the guards now. We're 50% of the time. So it's a little bit different to what they've been previously, but they found a way to get that going. To me, that starts everything. So I expect Aaron Glenn, he's going to do what he's comfortable with. That's getting aggressive. First down, they're going to get after him. They're going to attack this defense. And I think their mindset is going to be, if we can force 1 or 2 turnovers, right? This is a loud stadium. First time with the home playoff game. They're expecting the false starts, the delay of games to kind of roll in as this game goes on. And I think they're also going to lean into, we expect our offense to just push around this defense. And that's the way I look at it. I think the Lions are going to come out swinging early. I think they're going to score early in this game. And I think the defense just needs 1 or 2 takeaways, timely takeaways, by just getting aggressive. And as a Lions fan, one thing, Stafford will be aggressive. He'll throw an interception. He's not the kind of guy that wants to live in the world of, let me check it out. You keep making him do that. At some point, he's like, let me see if I can get that shot. And we just saw it against the Giants. Let me see if I can push the ball downfield. And I think that's going to be the difference is, while we're not elite in coverage, we do have a guy like CD Deuce who's back. It sounds like we might get James Houston this week. Like, the Lions have the pressure pieces and the guys that can take away the football. And to me, that's going to be the difference. I think the Lions, ultimately in this game, they dominate on offense. I think they win by 2 scores in this football game. I think they get up early on them. I think they get after them. I think they force a couple turnovers. Nick, did you say 38-10? I mean, I love that. I thought I was confident. And then I heard that. I was like, okay, hey, I guess I'm not that confident.
Thank me later, Dion, when I speak it into existence.
You know what? I absolutely love it. But I am taking the Lions by 2 scores. I think all the noise about the Rams is crazy. All right. I think it's a lot of people betting on, hey, man, these are the Lions. They're going to lose this game. But they don't understand that the Lions are a much better team than the Rams. And we're going to go out there, and I think we're going to win a very confident style of 2 scores.
What's this ending score?
All right, let's go. Man, see, Nick said me. I'll go 34-24. 34-24, Lions win it.
34-24, man. We got a lot of points being put up in these playoff games so far with a lot of predictions out here, man. This is going to be real interesting. As you all know, hey, the Lions did earn the division champ. They got the banner, and now they have home field advantage in this round, and they need to use that to their advantage in this game in order to win. We'll see what happens, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning in to the NFC North Roundtable. Good luck to the Detroit Lions and all of their fans. Good luck to the Green Bay Packers and all of their fans, Chicago Bears and Minnesota Vikings. Enjoy watching the games from home on your couch. Peace. We love you all. We'll see you next time.